Good morning, students. In the last class, we had started with the chapter on cockroach, and today I will be beginning with the circulatory system of the cockroach. Last time we had discussed the digestive system. We will do the circulatory system and other systems today. Now, circulatory system in cockroach is of the open kind, which means that the blood vessels do not open into capillaries but open into sinuses or open into the hemocoel in which the organs lie. So the tissues and the organs are in direct contact with blood. Blood is a colorless plasma called the hemolymph, which contains numerous white blood cells, and the respiratory pigment hemoglobin is absent, and the tissues and the organs lie in this fluid hemolymph. It fills the cavity hemocoel, and it is present all around the organs. Now, the circulatory system consists of three main parts. One is tubular hearts, which is a 13-chambered heart, and a anterior aorta, and a hemocoel. Basically, the cavity or the visceral cavity, what we say, is divided into two parts: a pericardium or a pericardial sinus and a hemocoel. The heart is 13 chambered, and these chambers are arranged in such a way that there are 3 chambers in the thoracic region, 1 in each segment, and 10 chambers in the abdominal region. And each chamber has a pair of ostia, that is openings which are guarded by valves, so that they allow the entry of blood into the heart and does not allow the blood to leave the heart. The diaphragm divides the perivisceral cavity into an anterior pericardium or pericardial sinus and the hemocoel. And the organs are placed in the hemocoel surrounded by the blood. Now, when the aliary muscles are attached to the diaphragm, and when the aliary muscles contract, then blood from the hemocoel moves into the pericardium, and through the ostia. This is the mode of circulation or movement of blood in the body of the cockroach. So aliary muscles that are attached to the diaphragm, when they contract, blood from the hemocoel moves into the pericardium and through the ostia enter into the heart. That's how blood enters the heart. And when the aliary muscles relax, the heart contracts. So blood from behind moves into the chambers of the heart and leaves the heart through the anterior aorta and enters the hemocoel. So I will be drawing the diagram which will make it clear. Now, because I told you there is no respiratory pigment present in the blood is hemolymph, it is colorless. So the main function of blood is to transport the food, but it does not help in respiration, that is, does not transport the respiratory gases. That we will do in the respiratory system. I told you about spiracles. Spiracles help in the entry of air into the trachea. So blood basically bathes the tissues and provides food and removes waste from there. So we will do the circulatory system now. I told you circulatory system is of the open type. Cockroach has a open circulatory system, which means blood does not flow in capillaries. The blood vessels do not open into capillaries. And hemocoel is the cavity in which all organs lie, and they are bathed with hemolymph. Hemolymph is colorless blood, actually colorless blood plasma with numerous white cells, white corpuscles. Now, if we see the structure or the diagram of the circulatory system, this is the body of the cockroach. This is the dorsal aorta, the diaphragm, ciliary muscles attached, and this is the anterior aorta. Heart is made up of 13 chambers, 3 in the thoracic region, chambers of the heart. Last but one has a pair of openings called ostia. This is the hemocoel. These are 13 chambered hearts. These openings are called ostia. This is the anterior aorta. As I told you, the circulatory system is divided into 13 chambered hearts. Anterior aorta. This is pericardium, or we call it pericardial sinus. And this is the hemocoel. All the internal organs lie here and they are bathed by the hemocoel. Internal organs lie here. Now, when the aliary muscles contract, the blood from the hemocoel moves into the pericardium and enters through the ostia, enters the heart, moves from behind, leaves the anterior aorta and enters the hemocoel. So this is the movement of blood in the cockroach body. This is the head region, and this is the abdomen, and 3 segments of the, like this we have 10 segments. So this is the circulatory system of the cockroach. Now, movement of blood, as I told you, I've explained it to you, I'm writing it. When the aliary muscles that are attached to the diaphragm, aliary muscles contract, blood from the hemocoel enters the pericardium, enters the heart through ostia. Only one directional, can enter, cannot leave. And when the aliary muscles relax, blood moves from the heart towards the anterior chambers, from the posterior chambers of the heart towards the anterior chamber, into the anterior aorta, and from the anterior aorta into the hemocoel. I have shown by means of arrows the movement of blood like this. Here, this is the arrow from hemocoel into the pericardium, through the ostia into the heart, and this is the anterior aorta, from the anterior aorta back into the hemocoel. And it does not contain hemoglobin, so does not help in respiration, but only transports food and carries away the wastes. So this was about the circulatory system. Now we will do the respiratory system. Now coming to the respiratory system, cockroach has an internal respiratory system. The external openings of the respiratory system are the spiracles. There are 10 pairs of spiracles present, 2 in the second and the third thoracic segment, and 8 pairs of spiracles present in the first 8 abdominal segments. So cockroach has an internal system of tubes. These spiracles open into air sacs, and from them, from the air sacs are produced a network of tubes called trachea, which are both transverse and longitudinal. And these trachea are guarded and supported by chitin, and trachea opens into still finer tubules called tracheoles, and these tracheoles are not guarded by chitin. The tracheoles open in the cells, so there is a direct supply of air from the outside through the spiracles into the trachea to the tracheoles, which finally the end of the tracheoles has a fluid and through which exchange of gases takes place. So we say the respiratory system is an internal system of respiration in which the air is in direct contact with the tissues. The blood has no role to play in the respiratory system because direct supply of respiratory gases to the tissues is done by the network of tubules. Respiratory system is an internal network of trachea. Now, as I told you, spiracles are slit-like openings, 10 pairs, 2 in the second and third thoracic segments, and 10 and the next 8. In all there are 10, and next 8 in the first 8 abdominal segments. That makes it 10 pairs of spiracles. Now these spiracles open into air sacs, and these air sacs then open into a network of tubes called trachea guarded by chitin. These trachea then open into finer branches of tubes called tracheoles. There is no chitin here, and this supplies oxygen to the tissues, to each cell. Now if we consider the body of the cockroach like this is the head, and this is the thorax and the abdominal segment. Now 1, 2, 3 thoracic segments, and we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these thoracic segments like this. These have openings here, and it forms network of tubules like this, open into air sacs. There is a vertical, both horizontal and vertical network of tubules from the spiracles. Actually the marker is very broad, but I hope I am able to explain. And in the head region there are cephalic trachea like this. These are guarded by, if we see the structure of the trachea, they are guarded by chitinous rings like this to keep it expanded. Opens into finer branches like this. These are all guarded by trachea. Finally, there is a network of tubules like this, very fine tubules like this, which opens into the tissues. The end of the tracheoles, these are the cells making up the tissue. So the supply of air is directly to the tissues. The tissues get air from the outside. So blood has no role to play. Blood has no role to play in respiration because the exchange of gases is direct. That is why we say that respiration is a direct internal network of tubules of trachea. So exchange from the outside to each cell of the body, air is given through this network of tubules. So this is about the respiratory system. Now we will do the nervous system, and after that the reproductive system. Nervous system consists of the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, and the sympathetic nervous system. Central nervous system is composed of the brain and the ventral nerve cord, and peripheral nervous system is composed of all the nerves that arise from the brain and the other ganglion associated with the ventral nervous system, ventral cord. And the sympathetic nervous system is the nerves that arise from three ganglion located in the head region, which innervate the muscles, the alimentary canal, and all other parts of the organism's body. Now, central nervous system consists of the brain and the ventral nerve cord. Now, what is the brain? Brain and the ventral nerve cord. Now, brain actually is a pair of supraesophageal ganglion, large supraesophageal ganglion, which are located in the head region dorsal to the esophagus. And the supraesophageal ganglion gives off a pair of short circumesophageal ganglion that move downwards and join the subesophageal ganglion located on the ventral side of the esophagus. So this entire thing, the supraesophageal ganglion, the circumesophageal ganglion, and the subesophageal ganglion together form the brain. And from the brain arises a double nerve cord which runs through the entire length of the organism, and it does not fuse. It runs, there are two nerve cords that run along the entire length of the organism, and the ventral nerve cord has three large ganglion located in the first three thoracic segments, and 5 smaller ganglion located in the first 5 abdominal segments, and there is one large ganglion located after the 7th segment, which makes up the ventral nerve cord. And the nerves that arise from the central nervous system forms the peripheral nervous system, which will innervate all the muscles and parts of the organism's body. So if we look at the structure of the nervous system, say this is the head region and the abdominal region like this, the 10th segment. These are the first 3 abdominal segments. There is a large bilobed supraesophageal ganglion located in the head region. This is actually the brain. Then the circumesophageal connective, which joins the subesophageal ganglion on the ventral side. This gives rise to 2 nerve cords which run the entire length of the organism like this. These are the nerve cords which run the entire length of the organism. 3 large ganglion in the first 3 thoracic segments which gives out nerves like this. These are the 3 large ganglion located in the first 3 thoracic segments. Then 5 smaller ganglion in the first 5 abdominal segments like this. First, the nerve cord is not joined throughout the length of the organism, is not joined, is separate. These also give out nerves like this. And after the 7th segment, there is one more ganglion, the 6th ganglion. These gives out nerves which form the peripheral nervous system. So it's like this. This first 5 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. So this is the central nervous system, ventral cord, peripheral nervous system, and the sympathetic nervous system is also made up of 3 ganglion which are attached to the brain in the head region. And they produce nerves which innervate the alimentary canal, muscles, spiracles, and they control their activities. So this is the nervous system of the cockroach. So I think this much is enough for today, and in our next class we will do the reproductive system, the male and the female reproductive system of the cockroach. Okay. Thank you. Take care.